Hello, Muvi Wachilungamo, hello. Hello, Muvi Wachilungamo, hello. Fellow citizens, best people of Malawi, this is Muvi Wachilungamo on the 18th of May. As we always come here, we believe we should always be giving a declaration or a disclaimer. Muvi Wachilungamo is a political foundation, is a political movement that stands for no political party, but we stand for Malawi. Our allegiance is specifically the black, red, and green, our flag. Therefore, in whatever situation of politics, we are going to be here and make sure that we foresee a direction, we oversee anything that comes for the sake of our better Malawi. The Malawi that our ancestors saw and we are clinging to fight or struggling to make it the best, the Malawians that we have found, that we are fighting our best to make sure it's a better Malawi, is this Malawi that even the generation to come after us will have to fight. By this, we want to declare or make a disclaimer that we are going to stand here for the nothing but for the truth. So this is why we call ourselves Muvi Wachilungamo. Today, on the 18th May, it's a day of remembrance when our four ministers were murdered, assassinated in 1983, the Mwanza notorious four. So, as we stand here, we don't forget our history. Today, we need to give some few introduction. The first introduction is Malawians should remember, particularly those of you that were born from 1990s to now, to date, you need to remember and you need to know. Muvi Wachilungamo always remind and enlighten you. Malawi democracy of 1994 was and has been a sugar-coated system whose shell is still under one-party power. I'll repeat. The democracy that we won or we fought for in 1994 has been, it was not meant to be, but has been made to be a sugar-coated democracy, which the shell of it is still the system of one party. Why do we say that? Malawi adopted democracy because citizens had become tired of one party, one-man decision and one corrupt group and tribal decisions. This is why we immigrated from one-party system into multi-party democracy. We were tired of the decisions of few people. We were tired of the decisions of one tribe. We were tired of the decisions of a group of people that thought they were powerful or elites. 26 years later, multi-party democracy has become a lipstick. A lipstick, something that we just lip here. Just stick here to lie. A sugar coat, just cover it. This is only, that is only talked on the mouth, but practically failing on the ground. It is a sugar-coated system that it's only talked on the mouth of people. But on the ground, practically, democracy is not practiced in Malawi. And it's unfortunate because we are talking about 26 years. Questions are rising to why are we letting it go like that? Why are we just letting the sugar-coated democracy to continue? Are we not having eyes? We do. But there's one thing that Malawians have: fear and poverty. Because we are afraid that the power that be will kill us, will finish us all. We are afraid that the powerful, those that are controlling, have got money. And because of our poverty, we are seduced, corrupted, blinded because of their money. That was gotten through corrupt and fraudulent activities. Even though two courts, I want you to understand now, we are trying to bring with some stars that will tell you or confirm that our democracy is a sugar-coated system that is not even practiced on the ground. Two courts judged the case in favor of the complainants. Two courts, Constitutional Court and Supreme Court. They judged that no, the complainants were right. Their complaint is justifiable. But today, until I just speak to you, the powers that be are still in control, betraying the justice system, condemning the will of the people. Today, as I talk to you, we are still in the shell of one-party power. Because today, democracy don't make sense. If democracy was making sense, after the judgment of the true courts, opposition parties and all the people, their voice could be heard. DPP government, the ruling party, was supposed to be deflated in the other way, weakened, and they could call for a table, round table, where we could say, we made a mistake there, the courts have justified, now what is the way forward? For all of us. But DPP government has not done. Telling you and confirming you that this democracy we have had in 26 years, it was a sugar-coated, was a lipstick democracy that is only talked when it favors few, when it favors them, when it favors those. But when it has to save the nation, democracy is not working. What works is the big shell, the true genuine shell of one-party power. I will bring you another point. The Vice President Saulos Chilima, on the 14th May 2020, he described late Kamuzubanda as a champion of democracy, and those that hate him, the critics of Mr. Chilima, faulted him and are blaming him. Muvi Wachilungamo has got some bullets to justify what Vice President said. Kamuzubanda is the one who upheld the wishes and aspirations of citizens when they said we need a referendum. Kamuzubanda said, fine, it's okay. Whenever the people said it's time for change, Kamuzubanda agreed. He did not refuse. He didn't use the power that he had to say, no, you can't. He said, people have demanded, let it be. That thing alone shows that he was a Democrat. B. Kamuzubanda directed and instituted a committee that comprised all factions. Those that were his critics, those that were his supporters, he brought them together and said that when the people talk, when the people decide, it's time that we as leaders, as stakeholders, we should now forge ahead, devise a map on where Malawi should go according to the wishes of Malawians. That is a Democrat. Not what we see today. See, constitutional democracy was implemented, and that willingly was signed into law by Kamuzubanda. When the constitution was made by two factions, two stakeholders from opposition and from the ruling party, after they made a document to change the way Malawi should be run from one-party state to democracy, Kamuzubanda in his house signed that the law must be implemented. It's now a law. Malawi is under democracy. That is a Democrat. Introduction number 2. After the disputed elections that saw the incumbent president losing a court case, President Peter Mutharika, till today, as I speak to you, till today has not come into the open to concede defeat and prepare the nation for a free and fair elections. By instituting a committee that will assure Malawians that the mistakes of 21st May 2019 will not be repeated in 2020. He has not done. Not his party, not his family, not anyone from DPP government have come into the open to concede that fine. The courts have proved themselves. They have faulted us. We were wrong. Now, since it's what is said, the majority rules. Let us do what Malawians want. Peter Mutharika has not done as the president of the country. DPP as a ruling party has not done that. Yet, the country is burning. And who is a Democrat in this case? I want to fault you that were faulting Saulos Chilima, the Vice President of the Republic. Who is a Democrat between Peter Mutharika and Kamuzubanda? Obviously and automatically, Kamuzubanda was a Democrat. Because he was coming from a dictatorship. It was difficult and impossible for him to agree a transition or an immigration from one-party state to multi-party state. It couldn't. But Peter Mutharika and DPP, they came in under democratic dispensation. It is not the government that came after one-party state. It is a government that came and find all the mechanism, all the institutions of democracy in place, but they are closing them, blinding them, using state power. This is why we say our Matibade democracy from 1994 has been a sugar-coated system, while the share inside is still one-party state. That's why today DPP cannot be blamed by anyone. DPP cannot be disciplined. DPP cannot be told. DPP cannot follow the laws of Malawi. Now, fellow citizens, we cannot keep on singing a song again and again and again and again, just singing. There comes a time when the dancing goes out of hand and it's tiresome. People have to speak. And this is Muvi Wachilungamo speaking. Mr. President, he refused to fire my electoral commission and the commissioner chairperson, Jenny Ansah. As I speak to you, we are 1 year. 2 courts have concluded that the elections of 2019 were marred by serious irregularities. There is no irregularity that happens automatically on its own. Somebody has to cause that irregular. And the court, first court, judged the same that this was wrong. Second court said this was wrong. Was it not time for Mr. Mutharika to say no? We can say no, but we can't say no longer. Because the courts have spoken, even the people have spoken, and there is a temperament all over the country that says people are complaining for their vote, isn't it? A government that listens, a president who is a Democrat, always listens to the majority of the people, always follows the law of the country. This is not what Mr. Mutharika has done. This is not what he's doing at all.